Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry about yesterday. It was very busy yesterday, but I'm gonna talk about a reaction video I'm gonna do right now with today's meeting, which is November 18th to 2020. So we're gonna listen to the CNBC Investment Club, and I will definitely give you my take and put in some information as we go forward here, guys. So let me just go back to Jeff Marks and Jim Cramer with the CNBC Investment Club and hear what the stock advice is for today, guys.
For morning meeting exclusive for CNBC Investment Club people, and we got a lot of great feedback from yesterday. I think people feel like what we were trying to do, please go watch if you missed it, is really kind of tell it as it is for the core holdings.
Yeah.
People like that concept. Today we have a very choppy market, a volatile market, and what that should be, if you're being in our core holdings, you have to wait for this kind of opportunity. A choppy market means something may be breaking down for no particular reason. For instance, I think the breakdown in oil is leading to an opportunity in the oil stocks.
Yeah, a pretty significant decline. We're seeing oil broke below $80 per barrel.
Which we said in the
today.
70s is where some of these companies reevaluate their dividends. We know that.
Sure, and none of them are really, are drill baby drill anymore. So they are staying disciplined with regards to their capital budget. But yes, it's taking down all the energy stocks, even as two research firms today raised their price target on Halliburton. Jefferies goes to 44 from 40. Piper Sandler raises to 48 from 43. And yet, of course, they'll end up trading with the stocks. But
no, that's oil and natural gas. Here's the way I look at these companies. Halliburton tell you that there was a 7-year underinvestment in the group. Now, Pioneer's not really. They already bought their stuff, and so they're, excuse my back, they can harvest. Devon was WPX. With Devon, the merger is allowing them to be able to get rid of and buy things that they want.
Yeah.
Coterra is Cimarex and Cabot. I want exposure to natural gas because I believe that natural gas, like it or not, is the future of fuel in this country. Because we're not using coal. We're not building nuclear, despite what people think. Windmill is not that important to us, and oil is out of the question.
Yeah. I do want to make a distinction on something. You mentioned a lot of these companies have formed or increased in size because of mergers. They were all stock deals, so it's not like any of them had to expend their balance sheet to increase in their property. So the balance sheets here are all very clean.
Yes, they are. And now look, what happens is like at Pioneer and that down 3. I mean, these are all. Can we put up the chart again for oil? I'm going to show you something really extraordinary. You'll see immediately what I'm talking about when we take a look at the price of oil, because what's happening here is there are a lot of people who trade, and they trade entirely on trend line, and they trade on charts. So the chart is here. If it breaks below here, people feel that it goes here. Now, Carly Garner, my favorite charts, did say, listen, we could see it pull back to the 60s. What I think is so interesting is, and I don't think it's going to get there, one of the reasons is because the president intends to buy back oil between 67 and 72 that he sold in the 90s. It looks like the president's pulled off one of the great sell high, buy low situations I've ever come across.
Yeah, no,
it's got to hand it to him. He's not a stock guy.
It's worked out well. It's certainly, I think, it's helped with regards to getting prices at the pump lower. Right. So a nice one on inflation. But maybe put on a trading hat for a minute. If you knew that they'd refill the SPR at 67 to 72, if you're a trader, knowing that there's a bid lower, would you try and buy it?
Yeah, well, you try to buy it right here.
Right.
Now, look, all of this is an abstraction. China's got 26,000 people with COVID. So this is completely, we're going back to total lockdown. Mm-hmm. And total lockdown means no driving. And total lockdown means that these people are not going to go places in a country where they are addicted to travel. So you get a situation where there's going to be a decline in oil use, and that's your opportunity, because either the Chinese revert to what we've done and have a vaccine, or just say, you know what, this strain is not deadly. They cannot. What they're doing now is not sustainable. You can't keep your country locked down and have no GDP growth and expect that there won't be unrest in your country.
Yeah. Well, look, I always think of Estee Lauder as a good proxy.
All right, guys, let me just jump in here because I think that this is a great opportunity, guys, for you to pick up Coterra. And I will just share with you guys that Coterra is really great. It's $26.68 at the time I'm doing this video right now. So go 50% gas, 50% natural gas. So I would definitely be buying some Coterra. I'll get back to the meeting. I was gonna buy it live here, but I don't think this is a video for that, so I don't want to waste your time. We're gonna go back to the video. I am in Pioneer Natural Resources. They give the highest dividend. Oh, there is no companies that give a higher dividend. I do have a couple shares of Pioneer Natural Resources, guys. So I will go and buy some Coterra, and I think you should buy some Coterra at 26.60. Just to let you know that the investment club did buy some Coterra. So all the guys that are in my Patreon account, Patreon, you could get all that information over there, and I will be giving you information about the monthly meeting over there. So if you're not joined, please join. So let's go back to the meeting. I just wanted to jump in very quick to let you know that oil is the opportunity right now, and consider buying some oil. So I'm going to go back to the meeting right about now.
See of what's happening in
I don't know if we
China,
have a chart of that one.
and
Holy shit.
that stock is strong today. Or
Yeah,
at
I mean,
least was
Estee
earlier.
Lauder's
Yeah.
been a terrific
Back to
tell
above
of what's going on
230.
now. This is now 50 points from when we really pounded it. Well, 45.
Mhm.
When we came here and said, listen,
It was
sometimes
180.
it's so
Yeah,
hard
sure.
to buy a stock when it looks ugly. But that's, a hold your nose to buy. This obviously is acting as if China's going to open. This stock was up huge yesterday. But the obvious, to me, the stocks are all saying China's going to open, and the commodities are saying China's not. So they're really kind of at war with each other. I don't know which one is right. But I think we'll probably find out pretty soon. I think what's right is that oil goes higher. Pharma back in the news. Our absolute favorite, Eli Lilly. Now, I was a little curt yesterday with the viewer, and I apologize, but we spent so much time on our meeting yesterday talking about why Eli Lilly's a buy that sometimes it's distressing to hear. And what do you think of Eli Lilly? But it should never be. I should never lose my temper. But I feel like that we do so much in the club, and this has been our number one name. So sometimes I say, I guess I'm just doing this in some sort of vacuum. And I don't want that to be. It's our number one name, and we still are not backing away from it.
Yeah, I actually think this was the first new stock we initiated when we launched the CNBC Investing Club last fall in 21. But yeah, so Credit Suisse outperformed. They obviously like it. They see upward revisions to Manjaro. That's, of course, the type 2 diabetes drug, soon to be obesity too. And of course, they point out no major loss of exclusivities here until 2027.
No,
so that's why it has that big multiple, because it has such a
and that was the question
with
was like, why is it so overvalued? It's you have to value things on. We might as well spend some time on this, on future earnings and on pipeline. Drug companies are valued on pipeline. Now that's an odd. People often say, "Well, wait a second. I think they're all valued on earnings." No, some stocks are valued on what the future is in terms of the drugs they have. And Lilly is the best pipeline, and that's why I liked it to begin with. Now here's one that I don't get to: the neutral on J&J.
Yeah.
Now J&J is breaking stuff up to create a lot of value and to accelerate growth of pharma. So I'm not in sync with this negative. With the neutral.
They say they neutral. They say they like the breakup. However, they think so. Management's put out that $60 billion revenue target 2025. They think it's a little bit optimistic. They're not as high on J&J's some of the big pipeline drugs.
I think J&J even at this level is terrific. Now here's one. We were waiting for this big analyst meeting for Procter & Gamble, and of course what we got was no news. And Deutsche Bank correctly says no news is good news. Now, this is up here. I would tell you, this is, Jeff and I have talked bad around this name. When it got here, it was so ugly. I said, we got to buy. Now, what's great about Procter is that what is Procter? Procter's paper, right? The package. Procter is plastic, the whatever's really in there, whether it be a razor or whether it be a shampoo. And Procter is surfactant, which is the stuff that cleans things. All of these are plummeting in price. But is Procter's product plummeting in price? Not when you go to the supermarket, it isn't. I just bought some Procter stuff and it hasn't come down at all. But the raw costs are coming down. This is maybe the coiled spring in the portfolio. As you're going to see that they're not going to lower the price of the product, but they're going to get, now, by the way, Costco is going to force them to. Costco knows all the price increases they put through. They're going to go back and say, listen, we're rolling those back because you can't get away with selling at Costco. And Costco is big enough that they will do that. But most retailers are not big enough to be able to do that. And then we had Wacko Retail Week. Walmart good. Home Depot, not that good, although I'd like it. Lowe's, they did some really good things. They got rid of the Canadian operation the previous guys bought. Williams-Sonoma, they're talking about the environment. I don't want to hear that. Macy's, Jeff Gannett talked about very good things, but the stars were the off price, TJX and Losters.
Yep.
And I want to reiterate that this is one of two stocks in the S&P 500. What that hit all-time high?
I think so. Yeah.
One of two
Today. Yeah. Up 3%, 3.5% for the year. It's obviously had quite the run over the last couple months, which has been great because that's when we got in.
Right, and Raw stores did the same. And now, what you have to conclude, you really do have to conclude that, like when RH is downgraded, people worry about Williams Sonoma, that the consumer is concerned. Yeah. And I think the consumer is concerned because we talk every day about being concerned. Mm-hmm. And that's because the Fed tells us every day that you got to be concerned. So, when the Fed when someone from the Fed comes out every day and says, listen, there's too much inflation, we have to bring about a recession, you don't suddenly get excited and go buy a Brunswick boat.
Yeah. Well, let's think about.
All right, guys. So I just wanted to jump in here very quickly. So as you can see from here that this stock is a stock that they did very well with. You could tell that TJX, I think they bought it around the 68 mark, and I think they did very, very well with TJX. As I said, guys, I think Coterra is a buy. So if you don't have some Coterra, they're giving about a 9% dividend. So they give a fixed and a variable. Consider, guys, I'm trying to beat the table and tell you if you're just getting into the game, Coterra is one. Let us just talk about the China opening. And I know they talk about Eli Lilly, and they've been talking about Eli Lilly a lot. But I know, like, before Jim came over to the CNBC Investment Club, he was in his club, and he did say to sell Eli Lilly. So I did sell some of my Eli Lilly. Even though they're saying that Eli Lilly is a buy, I don't think now is the right time to get in. I think you have to wait for a pullback, maybe around the 350 mark, because I don't think it's going back on the under 300. I think if you was looking to get a stock under 300, the boat might kind of miss you. I still think that J&J is still good. It's not too late to get in. I would definitely wait in a pullback. As we said with the investment club, you don't want to buy things high. We want to buy things on a pullback. That is why I'm encouraging you to buy Coterra, guys. And then Costco still remains strong. It's a stock that continues to outperform and do really, really, really good. So if you're not in Costco, I think that stock is a $400 stock, but it is worth every penny. Consider getting stock Costco with the growth. So I want to talk a little bit about Procter & Gamble, that they talk about that deal with a lot of paper products, your Tide, maybe your Dawn, maybe your dishwashing soap, things that you use every day. So if you think that the recession is here and you really believe that we're heading into a recession, some form, even though it's a light recession, consider going to Procter & Gamble. I still doesn't think it's a bad buy. I still think it is a good buy, guys. And guys, I want to encourage you to join. I don't want to sound like a sales pitch, but I really got to encourage you to join my Patreon. There is so much information there, and I will be uploading most new stuff. And just want to say thank you to Tim. Tim just joined me over on Patreon, and you will be getting a lot of information. Hey, guys, thanks for watching the video. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you on the next video. And we'll be uploading some more stuff in Patreon later, so continue watching your Patreon. Anyway, guys, thank you for the video. Don't forget to comment and subscribe.